Hey everyone, it's Mr. Barron, and this is a little video to help everyone practice for China Night. Again, we will be meeting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday after school 4 to 5 to really make sure that our accelerated Chinese skit is the best. Let's go get them, guys. The introduction. Step into the fascinating world of Tang Dynasty poetry, a special era from the 7th to 9th centuries in China. We're about to dive into the beautiful words of great poets like Li Bai and Meng Haoran. Imagine their poems as colorful pictures of nature, love, and life. Picture these ancient verses like amazing paintings that take you back in time. Even if you're not a poetry expert, you're in for a treat as we explore the cool stories these poets tell through their words. Let's embark on this journey and discover why Tang Dynasty poetry is so special. I hope you notice how I took my time. I didn't rush through it. I paused, and on the few words like Tang and Meng Haoran that are Chinese, I really tried to make sure that there was some Chinese intonation there. And remember, it's Tang Dynasty, not Tang Dynasty. There is no ah sound in the Chinese language, so it's the Tang Dynasty. Meng Haoran and Spring Dawn. This Chinese poem, attributed to Meng Haoran, paints a serene picture of spring. In the tranquility of dawn, the poet is blissfully unaware, immersed in the gentle slumber of the season. Everywhere, the melodies of singing birds fill the air, awakening nature. The night brings with it the soothing sounds of wind and rain, creating a rhythmic symphony. As petals fall from blossoming flowers, the poet contemplates the mysteries of life, pondering the countless stories hidden within the petals' descent. The verses capture the essence of spring's beauty and invoke a contemplative mood about the cycles of nature and the passing of time. All right, so we're here at our first poem. It's so important that the reader for this poem understands that you are not in a rush. As a matter of fact, the slower, probably the better. I will try to read it very slowly, first at regular speed, and then once giving you a little time, pausing a little bit to give you a little bit of time to repeat after me. Again, first we're going to read the title, then the dynasty, then the name of the author, and then we'll go ahead and begin reading. As this is going on, it's a very short skit, guys, but there's a lot of movement that's going on stage, right? So I will say it 2 times, and then I'll explain the skit a little bit. 春晓，唐代，孟浩然。春眠不觉晓，处处闻啼鸟。夜来风雨声，花落知多少。春晓，唐代，孟浩然。春眠不觉晓，处处闻啼鸟。夜来风雨声，花落知多少。 This poem again is about spring, and so each phrase will have its own kind of movement on stage, right? So the first line, 春眠不觉晓. With that, we've got our student who's playing Meng Haoran waking up. 处处闻啼鸟. With that, this should be a pretty funny part. We're going to have one student covered in birds, little paper birds that we've colored, whoosh through, making chirping noises, demonstrating the noise of the birds. 夜来风雨声. Here, we're going to have a student who's going to have a big lightning bolt on them, maybe another student dressed as a rain cloud. These students will represent the thundering and lightning and the rain that's going on in the evening. 花落知多少. Again, maybe two other students either dressed as two very big flowers or perhaps with lots of little flowers all over them will come out on stage and fall everywhere. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll even have some little petals that'll kind of be everywhere. So that's what we're looking forward to. So that's 春晓. So here we have our introduction to 送别. Our next poem fits within the term 送别. 送别 in Chinese poetry revolves around the theme of bidding farewell, exploring the emotions of separation, longing, and the transient nature of life. Poets use vivid imagery to depict leave-taking scenes, the passage of time, and the lasting impact of farewells. This motif captures the universal human experience of saying goodbye and the complex emotions that accompany such moments. Again, the word is 送别, and just like when we read people's names, for example, Meng Haoran, we really want to do our best to emphasize the Chinese tonality, and we'll be working on that as well. Li Bai, and a gift to Wang Lun. Our next poem is a gift to Wang Lun by Li Bai, unchallenged master of Tang Dynasty poetry, and it depicts a moment of departure. As he boards a boat for a journey, a sudden serenade on the shore catches his attention. The poet is entranced by the unexpected beauty of a song, disrupting his departure. The imagery of peach blossoms by a deep pond adds a touch of nature's allure. Li Bai reflects on the depth of the water and the profound emotions expressed by his friend Wang Lun, who, in contrast to the poet's departure, sent him off with heartfelt sentiments. It's a poignant snapshot of friendship, nature, and the emotions tied to journeys. You see there, I messed up. And if you mess up when you're on stage, it's okay. Take a moment, a short, very short moment. Make sure you've got your place and continue. Mistakes happen. However, unlike me, who's just reading this in one take, you're going to have many, many times to practice over Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as we meet from 4 to 5 to really make sure that we've got everything down packed. All right, here we go. This is definitely the longest poem we're doing, but like the other poem, these are classic Tang Dynasty poetries. Again, I'm going to read the poem twice, one at regular speed, one where I'm going to ask you to go ahead and read along after me, and then I will explain the scene that will be going on the stage as this is being read. And so here we go, guys. 赠汪伦，唐代李白。 李白乘舟将欲行，忽闻岸上踏歌声。桃花潭水深千尺，不及汪伦送我情。How I like to think of this particular poem is that we have a pattern here. We've got 4 lines, but in each line we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So we have a 七言绝句. 七言, 7 characters, 绝句, 4 lines. And so we can go ahead and break this up as 2, 2, 3. Again, that's 2, 2, 3. I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to read a whole line, and then I'll pause after the whole line to give you a chance to kind of get a rhythm for it. This is an extraordinarily difficult feat for anyone, including myself, and there are Chinese people who dedicate hours and years to being able to read poetry extraordinarily well. So just do your best, especially if you get those tones in there and you pause for the 2, 2, 3 pattern, then you're doing your job and you don't have to worry. 李白乘舟将欲行，忽闻岸上踏歌声。桃花潭水深千尺，不及汪伦送我情. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of time here, if possible, to just go over it just one more time at that regular speed. But as I'm doing that, I will explain kind of what's going on. So the scene opens, and we've got our reader begin. 赠汪伦，唐代，李白. And on the stage, we've got a person in a boat, and we've got the bearded Li Bai. So we'll have here Li Bai 乘舟将欲行. So Li Bai is literally getting on the boat, preparing to leave. 忽闻岸上踏歌声. Then all of a sudden, 忽闻, from a distance, he can hear on the bank of the river, music coming. And so we'll have some musicians there kind of pretend banging on some drums or playing some flutes. 桃花潭水深千尺. There's a lake there, and the lake is very, very deep. And so we may have just a blue sheet of paper kind of rustling, right, expressing how deep it is. 不及汪伦送我情. However, it is not as deep as the affections that Wang Lun have for Li Bai. And so this is where we will have Li Bai slowly beginning to drift away as they gets further and further away from the bank. And Wang Lun is waving a very dramatic goodbye. And on that very dramatic goodbye, curtain will close. We're done. Take some time to watch this video again and again if you need it. And if you're a reader, and if you're someone who's acting, still listen to it several times, because you will be able to begin to hear the cues. When is this person stopping? When is the next part of our small skit beginning? right? This is almost interpretive dance, if you will, or interpretive skit playing, skit making for Tang Dynasty poetry. Super excited to see you guys on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be meeting from 4 to 5. I look forward to seeing you all. Parents, thank you so much for your support. I'm sure China Night is going to be absolutely wonderful, and our students will be truly deserving of their title of accelerated Chinese students.